I'ma make a couple stacks, do exactly.
Oh yeah, man, we finna get this thing started.
Let's go.
I know y'all ready.
Make a couple stacks, do exactly what I want to. Mix a couple tracks.
Oh yeah, after Thanksgiving, I'm starting with some jam, baby. I got some jam right here.
What I want couldn't stop me if you wanted to.
Thanksgiving in the Metroplex. Thanksgiving in Louisiana. Thanksgiving in Georgia. Man, we got some powerful people on this thing.
Y'all don't know that I'm a soldier.
Welcome to Dr. James McConnell's The Small Business Network.
Welcome to the Small Business Network Show. Welcome to Dr. James Small Business Show.
How sweet it is. We have made it, guys, in the DFW area. High rise. We're all around the world. Internet radio, Facebook Live. Right now, we got co-host Shawn A. White in the house. How you doing, Shawn A?
Hey, how's everybody doing? Happy holidays here in the ATL, Georgia.
That's what I'm talking about. Man, we got an entrepreneurial AI expert, Miss Cynthia Fleming. How you doing, Miss Cynthia?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Man, I'm doing pretty good. I hope y'all, if y'all looking at Facebook, y'all see me wearing this good old orange. I got a lot of man, that look good on you since I walked in here. Y'all see me wearing this orange yet? If you don't, make sure y'all look now. Make sure y'all listen. I know that sometimes you may not pay attention, so make sure y'all share the show to your page. Miss Helen, I just told you that. Miss Cynthia, share the show to your page right now, so that way everybody you want to look at it, they can go to your page. If you want them to come to mine, that's fine. It makes me no difference. But if you want them to come to yours, share it to your page right now. We got our entrepreneurial lady, Miss Helen Cluis, fashion designer. How you doing, Miss Cluis?
Doing great.
Do you have a clue?
A little, huh?
Do you have a clue?
You want to ask me that question again?
Do you have a clue?
And what is that?
A clue. Helen Cluis. You know I like to say that.
A clue. Oh, a clue. Not a clueless, but a clue.
Okay. Let's slide into our first topic here with Miss Cynthia. The rise of Blue Sky as a social media contender. Blue Sky, a new social media platform, has experienced rapid user growth, surpassing 21 million users, partly due to dissatisfaction with X, formerly Twitter, under Elon Musk's leadership. So, Miss Cynthia, Blue Sky. First of all, what factors have contributed to Blue Sky's rapid user growth, and how is it positioning itself against established platforms like X? But also tell me, what is Blue Sky, because I don't think I've heard of that. So anything new, I want to know too. So what's Blue Sky?
Okay, so it's pretty simple. Blue Sky is basically what just blossomed after Elon Musk took over Twitter. So Blue Sky's entire business strategy is we're not Twitter. That's pretty much their tagline on their business card, and probably in their office, that's probably their mantra. So they watched Elon Musk turn Twitter into a reality show with rebranding and random feature changes, and then a subscription model. And so they decided, well, what if we literally do none of that? So they turned it into an anti-drama platform. And people love it because they just want a place where they don't have to dodge controversy every 5 minutes. And boom, they got 21 million users, and they are constantly growing.
Man, I like that. So I mean, Blue Sky, for one, I want you to text me that link personally because I've never heard of them. So 21 million users, meaning they're growing. How long have they been around? Because I've never heard of them. That's great.
Well, it's kind of ironic. Blue Sky has actually been around for about 17 years or so.
Dang.
And yeah, exactly. And it just, like I said, the whole thing with Elon Musk was the huge growth catalyst that they needed.
Man, I love that, man. I mean, you just told me. So I got to ask the other, Shawn, hey, have you heard of Blue Sky? And if you have, why didn't you tell me about it?
No, this is actually news to me, my friend. I mean, I'm just listening in. I'm like, wow, that sounds very, very good. No, I never heard of Blue Skies. This is my first time hearing about them.
How about you, Miss Helen?
No, I don't either. I heard of the new name for the other stuff, but not the Blue Sky. That's new to me.
Man, so yeah, Miss Cynthia, make sure you send me that link personally and send it in the comments, because obviously people like me that may have not heard about it, I will definitely use it because it's another form of social media. So before we move on to any other questions, I would like to ask, what is it comparable to? How do you use it compared to the other platforms, if you don't mind me asking?
Okay, so it's pretty simple. When it's easy to sign up for. When you log in, there's a message that pops up. Welcome back, you absolute legend. The internet missed you. So it's just really a friendly platform. People don't want to be verified. They want to be validated, and so I think, Blue Sky might just end up winning the internet. There's no meltdowns, no impulsive feature dumps that, make you feel like you got to keep up with the latest tech. They throw spaghetti at the wall and, you got to try to catch your piece as it comes down. But, it is just a decent place to go and to grow.
So is it like, and again, is it like Facebook? Is it like LinkedIn? I mean, what is it like? Is it a post where you post reels or both, or what? I mean, like, what is it?
So yes, you still, of course you're going to have the post because, I mean, it's similar to Twitter. You can share short messages, text messages, images, videos, updates. You can follow people. You can also engage in the content through replies, posts, and likes. So unlike Facebook, which emphasize the personal profiles, Blue Sky focuses on concise posts and real-time interactions.
I like it. Okay. So in what ways can Blue Sky maintain service quality and user trust amid its swift expansions?
Well, like I kind of mentioned, keeping things simple every time you go there, you get the same thing.
The same thing. I like that. I like that. Okay, cool. Let's slide into the impact of TikTok on consumer purchasing behavior. TikTok has significantly influenced purchasing decisions, especially among Gen Z, with trending products often becoming bestsellers during events like Black Friday. So, how does TikTok algorithm drive customer trends, and what implications does this have for traditional marketing strategies?
So TikTok uses an algorithm. So it's like a friend that knows what you're craving before you do. You know, if you casually just watch a video about somebody cutting up some onions or making some dressing and turkey with some kind of fancy, like a special tool, like a garlic chopper or something, well, 3 days later, you've got kitchen gadgets and things popping up that you didn't even know that existed, it's not just kitchen gadgets. They've got everything. The TikTok shop, you can get yoga mats, LED lights, lights, the bags. They have turned impulse buying into an Olympic sport. Kind of like they're sprinkling a digital fairy over us, and we're just, we just got to keep scrolling.
I love that. That's some really good information there. So, what I want to ask you next then is how does what are the potential benefits and drawbacks for consumers and businesses in relying on TikTok's driven purchasing trends?
Okay, so some of the potential drawbacks, of course, is if your stuff doesn't work. If your business and you're advertising things and, TikTok is going to make it look wonderful, but, you gotta make sure that the stuff that you're advertising and the stuff that you're buying as a consumer, it actually works. The pros, people are going to be able to go there and discover gems. Like, wow, I had no idea I needed this, watermelon slicer that is also a cell phone stand, or, like a water bottle that also sings to you while you're filming your next advertising video. So, and then it also, another pro, it makes it so easy for people to purchase. Your bank account is looking at you like, really, are you on TikTok again? Because it makes it so simple. So I would say those are really good things that businesses, need to kind of think about.
That's what I'm talking about. Incredible information. Did you know that information, Shawn A? Shawn A? Are you here? Miss Helen, did you hear that information? Yeah. Did you know about that?
No, I didn't know. So this is all great info.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Let's slide into the sexy, grotesque trend in fashion. Okay. What cultural factors are contributing to the rise of the sexy, grotesque trend? And how is it redefining beauty standards? Can you tell us about that?
Okay, so the sexy, grotesque trend. So it feels like, a bunch of fashion designers collectively got together and said, you know what? Let's mix hot with what the heck am I looking at? Kind of like somebody went through a breakup, drank 3 espressos, sketched out an outfit that screams, I'm emotionally complex, and also, please don't hug me because I'm covered in spikes, okay? So it's the perfect mix of chaos and couture. And people love it because it's different. Like, yeah, I want to look hot, but I also might bite you. You know, it's a mood, and it's also a warning.
Man, listen to those,
Wow.
stir those hot grits. Man.
Wow.
Okay. So, how are brands and designers incorporating this aesthetic into their work, and what reactions has it elicited from the public and critics?
Okay, so brands are going all in. So think fishnet bodysuits paired with neon trench coats and shoes that look like they belong in a sci-fi movie about a circus, Cirque du Soleil or something like that. Okay, so some of the reactions that, you know, you'll get is like, ooh, what a bold statement. And then at the same time, you'll have other people like, okay, is this a prank? Did the designer just run out of fabric and just glue things together? Is this brand, like, what is this brand doing? You know, so it's kind of split down the middle. Some people are doing it, some brands are doing it to be edgy. And then others are doing it, you know, and kind of saying, okay, you can love it or hate it, but you're not going to ignore it. And so the bottom line is what? They're going to gain followers. They're going to increase likes and looks. People are going to share it just because it's so edgy. So yeah, brands are going all in on this.
How sweet it is. I love that, man. This information that you just gave is state of the art. Great info. I love it. How long it took you to come up with all this good info?
Not too long. Not too long. I like to try to keep current, you know, in all things media, since that's what I do. I want to make sure that, you know, when people come to me, that they know that they're getting the newest of the new.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Whew. We're going to get ready to scroll in here. I know Shawn A has some questions for me. But before that, we're going to take this break, and I'm going to give you a taste of one of my daughter's new songs that came out within the last couple of months, Emotional Roller Coaster by my daughter, teenage extraordinaire Garcia Parra. Here it comes. We'll be right back.
You're trying to hide it, emotions you're fighting. Tough guy and girl head can't stop you from falling in love. Your nerves going crazy, your voice going shaky. Tell me all about the ways that you're falling apart. Crying on the floor 'cause he broke her heart again. Broke it, so clean it up. You broke it now. Screaming at the door 'cause she cut his heart open. Bleeding so the mess. I'm bleeding to myself for the waste. Your heart keeps on pumping for the adrenaline, emotional roller coaster. You just can't get enough. Crying on the floor 'cause he broke her heart again. Broke it, so clean it up. Broke it now. Screaming at the door Crying on the floor 'cause he broke her heart screaming at the door 'cause she cut his heart open. For the best, I'm bleeding to myself for the best. National roller
Woo! Oh man, see, this is the first time I think Miss Cynthia had a taste of my daughter, well, and my daughter and son, but at this point, my daughter's song. Miss Cynthia, what do you think about her song "Emotional Roller Coaster"?
It was absolutely beautiful.
Thank you, thank you. That's one of so many that she's done, and my son can't be in Riddick, so I can't wait on this journey. And yes, I did forget, but when I come back up there, or you don't have to wait. Actually, depending on how you want it, but I know you're gonna get their EP, their CDs, right, or their downloadables that I send to you. Can I count on you, Miss Cynthia?
Absolutely, absolutely. Support all over the place.
That's what I'm talking about. So we're going to talk after the show. I can't wait. So, yeah, you got a taste of it. So I got more for you. Shawn, hey, I know you got some stuff for me. Let's hit it.
All right, cool. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and talk about love here. Can everybody hear me pretty good?
Yes, sir.
All right, awesome. So, Commissioner, what do you mean by love, sir?
I mean, you have to really love your client and your customer. You have to show love by how you act toward them and do and go overboard. You got to go overboard for your customer. That's what I mean.
Cool. So, how do you improve the love?
Improve the love with follow-ups. Talk to them. Go over the limit of what you would normally do. You know, most people, and you can keep looking at most people that are posting and doing certain things. They're only doing what they think is required. The posting, the this and the that. They're not going over, right? And if they're not spending money with you, then you don't want to do nothing else. But you got to go past that, and you have to do more than what's required. So improve it by going past what's required. Great question.
Going past to show that love.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and get it to Brandon, my friend. How do you imply this or implement?
Implement, yeah. So branding. Okay, so branding is different than anything else. It's how someone feels about you when they see your name or the name of your business. That's why when you're a one man or one woman show, mostly that's what small businesses is. Yeah, you may have, if you can hire one or two people here and there, great. But typically you're a one man, one woman show. But when you have a chance to work like a team like we are, then you take advantage of that because you normally won't have that as a one woman or one man show. But and that's why it's important for when you are posting or when you make a profile on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, blah, 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 you keep going. You don't put your business name first. That makes no difference. You have to put your name. You can link a business page to it or add it. But I don't recommend, I see some people have more than one page. You can't do that. You confuse your audience. You can't do that. You can't. I see certain people have 2 and 3 and 4 different pages. That doesn't make sense. If you do, delete all except one. Each platform, you need one page. Well, I say, this is what I mean now. It's okay to have a personal page and a business page. That's not what I'm talking about. I've seen multiple personal pages, 3 or 4 personal pages, 2 personal pages, and then a business page. That's too much. You're going to confuse your audience. You can't do that. One personal page, one business page that goes with it. If it doesn't have an option to have a business page with it, then just make a personal page and incorporate business into it, period. So that way when someone think of Cynthia Fleming, they're thinking about what she does. When they think about Helen Cluist, they're thinking about, oh, she's the fashion blah, blah, blah. When they think about Shawn A., they're thinking about, oh, he's a TV and radio personality and he's a hypnotherapist. That's what you want to come off of their brains when they think of you. Same thing you think of when you think of McDonald's. You don't think of nothing but, oh, then go give me a burger, a quarter pounder with cheese. When you see the check mark of Nike, you know what that is. So branding requires awareness and doing certain things. So that's how you do that. You have to think about how you want to be seen when they think of you. Not necessarily what you're trying to show them the services. I'm not talking about that. That's something totally different. I'm talking about when they think of your name, what are they equating with that? That's what branding is.
You know what? That's definitely a great point. And the way in which that I alluded to is that really, if you think about it from an interview standpoint, before a person even gets to know you, right, that your profile, how do we have it set up, is more so of getting your foot in the door. So just exactly on what you stated, if you got like multiple pages, number one, it's confusing. Secondly, a person's not going to take the time out to go through 3 or 4 pages, not in this day and age. And third of all, it gives a person a quick synopsis of who you are, and it gives them a quick decision on whether they want to connect with you or even think about even doing business with you or not. So that's a great point, Commissioner. I just want to go ahead and throw that in.
Yes, sir.
So let's go ahead and slide on down to the next stage. So with that, what to do after this then?
Okay, so after this part, Brandon, you want to make sure that everything is lining up. And we've had a lot of different conversations about this, but what to do after you're implementing branding and what you want people to think when they kind of think of you, you want to go ahead and start reaching out to people the way I've taught you guys how to reach out to people individually, because what's going to happen, as long as you're posting certain things that show who you are, and I mean who you are as a business, or even as a person, both can kind of work, then what will happen is when you reach out to someone, what is the normal thing that you tend to do if somebody reach out to you? You look at their profile. So you want them to see things that is going to make them excited about talking to you. And so what you do is you start reaching out to people, and branding never ends, really. It's not one of them things where I'm gonna do it for this year, I'm gonna do it for the next 6 months. No, you have to do that for the rest of your life. There's no turn off on branding. As long as you live, as long as you're in business, it's about branding. So what to do after that is to start reaching out to people. Great question.
Excellent copy. And let's go ahead and swing now into another component, which is important, which is marketing. How to implement this in terms of marketing?
Okay, so, and sometimes I'll kind of give a difference between branding, marketing, and advertising. I didn't bring up advertising a lot this time because of time constraints, but of course advertising is when you're advertising something, but marketing is a little different. It's kind of pushing the envelope on certain things, right? It's not branding, but it's not quite advertising. It's a little different. It's kind of like when people are seeing these shows, right, or the podcasts. That's a version of marketing. Can be also a version of branding, but it's a version of marketing. They're seeing the shows, they're impressed with what they see, so on and so forth. Marketing can be, you telling people kind of not necessarily the services or the items that you're selling, but maybe even where you are, where your business is. It's on all social media platforms. It's in this newspaper, that newspaper, this magazine. That is a form of marketing right there. So, great question.
Maybe even where you are, where your business is.
Okay, and ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if it's just me, but I'm actually hearing like a lot of echo.
Yeah, I hear something into the back, like somebody's playing something. y'all kind of remember,
Right.
y'all mute the phone when y'all are not talking because we can hear something playing in the background. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you for that, Commissioner. Yeah, thank you for that. I definitely appreciate that. It looks like here that's pretty much it for me, my friend, in terms of questions that I have for you. Unless I missed something.
Well, actually, there's a number 2. What do we do after this marketing, right? So what do we do after you implement the marketing part of things is that you incorporate all 3. What I always talk about is the advertising part. That's where you're advertising my course is. And I know Cynthia has courses. My course is $497 per month. Or my course is $497 or $297 or $997 or whatever you want to call it. That's a version of advertising. So there's a place for that. Social media, there's a strategy for that, and then there's a marketing strategy of getting people to that point. Then there's a branding strategy that has nothing to do with really that. It has more to do with what you do in whole. So whenever you can combine those things, the goal still is to reach out to people one-on-one and start talking, start getting phone numbers, start chatting with people, becoming friends, getting to know the things that they care about. All that goes with branding, marketing, advertising. So if you can do that, it turns into great stuff. So, excuse me. So I appreciate you guys bringing up such awesome questions. So after that, we're going to take another quick break, and we'll be right back after this. Full speed ahead. We are back in the house, and it's time for Miss Helen Cluis to give us those clues. Miss Helen, let's talk about podcasts. When will you do another podcast?
Yes, my expectations for another podcast. I'm looking at next month.
Okay. And why haven't you been doing those great podcasts that I've been seeing you do in the past?
Yeah, well, life happens sometime, and you get a little distracted on certain things, and you have to manage and take care of life changes. When you have family and outside family, you have to maintain that in order to do the things that you really want to do in a lot of cases.
That's what I'm talking about. And while we're doing that, I'd like to switch over to Miss Cynthia and ask you, Miss Cynthia, when are you gonna be ready to slide in one of those good old podcasts really that we do?
Oh, I'm up for anything. So
That's what I'm
the
talking
end
about.
of the year is coming quickly, and then we'll be looking at quarter one. So definitely quarter one. I'll be definitely up for that.
That's what I'm talking about. Can't wait to talk to you. That's what I'm talking about. Great information. All right, Miss Helen, let's slide into preparation for transition. So what do you mean by preparation for transition?
Yeah, well, it comes right along. It just flows right from life happening, things going on and changes coming and desires being manifested in your life. So with preparation, you have things happening and you see your future before you and the things that you desire. You have to prepare. You begin to do things that will take you to that place or that vision of hope that you have concerning your business and even your life. You have to keep yourself in a position of preparation and ready for transition, because that transition simply means for change. You have to be ready for the change when it comes. So this is what I'm talking about when I say preparation for transition. Getting ready and being ready to make a change at any point given time.
So what are you preparing to transition to?
Well, as I was saying, life changes. Every year we grow a year older. And if we have children, our children are maturing. So therefore we have to prepare ourselves for maturity and things in life, because every day isn't promised to us. We don't know when it might end. But if we trust and believe in the hopes and dreams that we have, we can see our visions manifest by being prepared. So when change comes, sometimes it can be sudden. You have to be ready to move right into that position. Choose to live and not to die. This is what, this is what I'm preparing for. I am preparing to live, looking at all the new changes, even talking about the fashion, because I am in fashion, talking about branding. I'm looking at how I can brand my business and make it great,
I love it. I love it.
So I'm transitioning. I got I have some things going on. That's another reason why I hadn't been there. I've completely transitioned from Ideal Fashions and Designs to Ideal Fashions and Designs LLC. I've also evolved into my 501c3. I had that established. Gods of Another Chance. So I'm caring for people, and a lot of this stuff, sometimes you have to lay some things to the side and prepare to be able to make that move for that transition.
I hear you. So, all right, let's move into education. Is education part of the preparation for transition?
Absolutely. It's just like with Miss Cynthia talking about the blue sky. That's something I hadn't heard of. So I need to step up my game in reading and watching documentaries and stuff like that there, so I can stay abreast of the new things that's coming along. There are some areas of things that I have learned about that are new that doesn't really take us into social media, but it's just like some lifestyle changes and stuff. Do I agree with it? We just come out of presidential election, and I'm telling you, it was just crazy to me. I just could not get with it at all. But I tried to stay abreast of everything that was going on and what was being said. So yes, education is very, very important and part of preparation for any transition.
Well, like my artist G Shed said, education rules the world. So I know
All right.
he's gonna like that statement. So how much longer do you have to complete your degree and obtain a teaching certification?
Yeah, that is something that I began going to college just before I got married and started having kids, and so that's been something that's been on the back burner for a while. I'm looking at retirement age in a few years, and I'm thinking maybe this is going to be a time when I can complete that degree, and maybe even get into teaching, because I've taught, seems like, all my life. I'm a very quick learner. I catch on pretty quick, and I'm able to give what I've learned to others in order for them to increase. So I'm looking at maybe a teaching certification. They're not requiring degrees here in Dallas, Texas, as far as I know, from my reading. So I'm thinking maybe if I can just get a teacher certification, I can go in and substitute. So that's a transition for me. That's a change in life that will relax me as a mature adult.
Nice. Listen to her gun smoke. I love it. Let's move on to Shawn A. White. I know he want to talk about career. Shawn, let's talk about what is important in your career.
Absolutely. So what's important in my career, and I'm going to go ahead and do it in two phases because of the fact that I have a 9-to-5 job as a maintenance technician. So let's go ahead and talk about that. So what's important in terms of my career, in terms of being an HVAC maintenance technician, is really be able to be with a winning culture, so to speak. Much like an entrepreneur, you want to be with the right people that's going to acknowledge you, that's going to appreciate your skill set, but also at the same time that's going to head and challenge you in a very positive way in terms of helping you grow. In terms of being an entrepreneur, really taking it out to another level. Here as being a partner and CEO, really taking that as far to the next level. I'm talking about more so focusing as far as like in radio stations, TV, speaking engagements, events. Really, I would say it is limitless as far as what I'm looking for, and really taking that next step as far as towards my career.
So what should a person consider when making a career change?
Absolutely. So when you're considering as far as in making a career change, is it in alignment as far as with your goals? What is it that you're truly looking to accomplish, right? Does it fit your skill set? Does it have that winning culture or environment and what that you may be looking for? It may be perhaps to be more money. Whatever it is, you want to get crystal clear on certain things if you're deciding to make that career change, because one common denominator out of all that is that you're taking yourself onward to the next career change or a new venture. That's just a few of the things in which you really want to consider. And I recommend that for everyone, whether you're an entrepreneur and you're looking to expand your growth, new opportunities, or whether you are an employee and you're saying, well, maybe perhaps, you know what, I want to do something a little bit different. So it's just a few things just to consider.
Smooth. Okay. Let's talk about the Healing Summit now. Is it gaining traction?
Oh, a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, next weekend is definitely going to be something amazing. We've been, what I've been noticing has been getting a lot of traction. A lot of people have really been interested into that. And so it's going to be a 3-day event full of transformation and change, networking opportunities, of course. And it's just something that I believe right now during this time is so much needed. And I believe a lot of people are going to benefit from it, surprisingly.
Nice. So how much is it?
Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, what if I was to tell you that you can be a part of it because it's virtual and be able to enjoy it for just $1?
That's nice.
4 quarters, 100 pennies, guys.
That is nice. That's real nice. Let's get into 2024. What has your experience been?
2024 has definitely been, I would say, a year of growth, a year of maturity. I would definitely say, of course, 2024, it has definitely, had its ups and downs, but I would say for the most part, it's definitely been progressing in the right direction. So it's been more up than down, I can definitely say. I would definitely say 2024 has been a year of building character and resiliency. I mentioned this a lot before in the past, but definitely I feel this year has definitely been so, along with everything that's been happening as far as in the world and also with the election and everything else, transition, life changes, etc. So I would really say, if I had to sum it all in one word, I would say building character. I know that's 2 words, but.
Cool. That's what I'm talking about. What's in 2025? Tell me what's coming up.
2025, limitless opportunities, ladies and gentlemen, from speaking engagements, coaching, opportunities, as far as with that and also with hypnotherapy, with SBN definitely taking it to another level. So like I mentioned, working on as far as like with conferences and getting into the radio stations, TV stations. It's just, the opportunities is limitless, my friend. And just in 2025, I recommend for everyone to not limit yourself, and whatever you think is possible, definitely go ahead and up that ante at least 3 to 5 times.
That sounds wonderful. And I want to reiterate something. I know Shawn A knows, I know Miss Helen knows, but I know she's been kind of not with us for a minute. She's back. Miss Cynthia, she's new. So I want to be clear, but I want to reiterate, I am extremely, what's the word I'm trying to say? What's the word on the tip of my tongue? I believe in us, because I can't think of the exact word that I'm trying to say. Having said that, my resources is our resources. So you remember that as a team, meaning you guys are TV, radio personality, some with their own channel, and blah, blah, blah. Having said that, remember, you use that as your mantra as you're talking to people. In Miss Helen's case, TV, radio personality, and I'm an expert fashion designer. In Cynthia's case, TV, radio personality, and I'm an expert AI and whatever else you want to say, course designer. Shawn A., I'm a TV, radio personality, I'm an expert hypnotherapist. The bottom line is you have resources at your fingertips now that most people don't have. See, everybody can say, I do podcasts. Podcast, that's okay. But what you're on now is not a podcast. This is a TV/radio show that will end up on my network, that will end up on Roku, Fire TV, YouTube TV, and of course it's already on social media, but all of social media. Having said that, that's power in your hands. Use it accordingly. This power is for us, not for me, for us. So I use it as power. You should too. It's not mine, it's ours. It's the SBN, it's the Small Business Network. Use it. Remember that. After that, hey, time to take this last break. But the show is really finna be over, but I'm gonna do this commercial ending the show. You guys were great. Thank you for tuning in to Dr. James McConnell's The Small Business Network. Dr. James McConnell here, host of Dr. James McConnell's The Small Business Network. Tune in every Saturday at 1 p.m. Central to watch Dr. James McConnell's The Small Business Network. Our show focuses on the small business, the journey, the drive, the triumphs, everything that goes in running and owning a small business. We want to interview and feature you to talk about your journey. It doesn't matter if you're a ready-made business or a brand new business. We want to focus on your journey. Be sure to tune in to the Fishbowl Radio Network. Let's jump in.
Welcome to the Small Business Network show. Welcome to Dr. James Small Business Show. Dr. James, Small Business Show. Yeah, 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 welcome to the Small Business Network Show. Welcome to Dr. James Small Business